Hey, how's it all going out there in YouTube land again? What are we up to tonight? Well, tonight I'm just sitting here pondering the next stage of things to come. Um, yeah, had a good weekend on the old outdoor oven that I made. Got it cranking, got it working. Cooked up a bit of pork, did a few roast veggies in it, and made a bit of bread. You might have seen. Um, yeah, first attempt. Yeah, a little bit average, I would say, but tasted good, worked well. I'm happy with that. Sunday, made another loaf of bread, came out really, really good. So from here, what I'm thinking, so I'm going to have a crack at making a bread knife. I've made a few knives in my day. If you're following the channel, these sort of things here, look at the old 4-inch bushcraft. And you might have noted too the old, this is my favourite EDC or whatever you call them now. Have to be one of my favourite knives actually that I made. Just made that the other day. It's pretty cool. I like it. Anyway, I digress. What we're going to do now is make ourselves a bread knife. So I made a few steak knives and fish filleters out of this stuff here. There's a bandsaw blade. Comes from industry. They cut, I don't know what they cut with them, really, I-beams and that sort of stuff. It's quite thick and looking a bit rusty and crusty at the moment because these are offcuts that are thrown out, not offcuts at all. They break or whatever happens with them, so they give me the bits. And yeah, once I clean them up, they don't seem to rust, and they're pretty hard as a coffin nail as it is, so I don't need to heat treat it. I'm not going to muck around too much with the old bread knife. One issue I may have, I'm going to put some serrations in it as you do on bread knives, but I've only got a 20mm wheel on my small wheel attachment. I haven't got around to making another one yet, but I will in time. I'll make a 12mm one or half-inch, whatever you want to call it. But I'm going to use that for now, and if that works, then I'll, yeah, give my A into G, as it were, and make myself a small wheel. So without mucking around too much, I'm going to use this. It's nice and thin, bit of a curve, but we'll get that out. And yeah, we'll mark out a shape, and we'll give it a go and see what we come up with, which means we'll probably bake another loaf of bread, but that's another story. So without much more jibber jabber, let's get stuck into it and let's get the old bread knife happening. So like I said, I'm not going to linger in the aim too long on this little project. This is a knife for me, and as I've said before in a few videos, 2 types of knives I make. Those for other people, which I put a heap of effort into, and ones I make for myself, which I just rough out and should be right. What I've got to check on here is these things get a bit of a thrashing in the world. I just got to check there's a few cracks will come in here. You just got to be careful because you don't. If you're not careful, you don't notice until the end, and then it's too late. So that doesn't look too bad, that part there. So we'll put it there. How long am I going to make it? I have no idea. Just got to make it up. I'm going to rough this side here out. I've sort of got a idea in my mind, but those don't always come out the same way. So I don't think we need to go 300, but yeah, why not? Let's go 300. Got to fit it onto my surface grinding thing too, so I've got to remember that. So we'll go, I don't know about there. That'd be good enough. And I like to go about 120. No, too long. I'm thinking. I've lost my bread loaf tin for the minute. I was going to go on the width of that, but never mind. Here we go, 240. It's got a nice ring to it. And I like to go around about 120, but I'm going to go hidden tang, I think, on this jobby. So I'll just rough that out and I'll cut that out later. So normally what they'll have is straight, I think, around about, but I'm going to put a subtle curve in the end there, which I'll just shape that up on the belt. So rough enough. This marker's not the bestest in the world, but yeah, that's going to go there. I'm going to put a bit of a rounded edge on it because that'll be the way she goes. We'll give it a bit of length or width. Yeah, that's no good. I'll get another marker on so we can see what we're doing. So we're going to get a subtle curve on there. There we are, said subtle curve. I put a bit of a round on the end. And as with most of my knives, they evolve anyway. When I hit the grinder, I have a few different ideas and things will progress from there. So I'm just going to trim that piece off there. Keep that nice there. I'm going to flick the old handle out. That'll probably project a little bit above it, but I'm not worried about that either. This piece here, I'll put like that. Nice. And then we'll put a handle up to there and she'll be right. So we'll roughly put that in. And I'm just going to epoxy it on and hope for the best. So that's my rough shape. From there, when I get a bit of spare time, I shall cut that out with a grinder and yeah, we'll see that and we'll all be good. So yeah, that's going to be all right. I think that'll look good. So we'll run with that, see what we come up with. So there it is, what you've just seen at the end of that little fast forward was me just doing a few tests on this bit of offcut that I've got up here. So I put a few serrations in with, like I said, I've only got the 20mm small wheel. So yeah, just got to make do with what I got. So I've just put these in here, come up not too bad. I think they'll work. I think they'll be all right. So this is the roughed out blade. What I'm going to do and what I need to do is transfer those naturally and get them onto here, as you can imagine. So I just did a bit of a test, see how it would work out. That's the concept really, is what I'm looking for. I'm pretty sure that's going to work. What I need to do is get these little points. So from here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to mark out, I'm going to put a bit of a bevel on it. That is quite thin. That'll be probably, I think it's just over a mil. Don't know what that is in inches, but never mind. So I put a bit of a bevel on it, do that, and then I'm going to put those on. So to do that, once the bevel's there, which I'm just going to do all this freehand, I'm going to actually mark it a distance down there. So I get them all the same distance down and hopefully get the points lined up, as it were. You can't quite see it on there, but I've actually gone a wee bit of a curve in it, which is not what I want to get on here. I'll probably lose a bit of width, but yeah, I've never done it before, so we'll see how it goes. I've put some little scallops in there, if you can see that end, just to hold the epoxy on, because this stuff here is really hard to drill. I don't know how to heat treat it because I don't really know what the steel is, and the guys who gave it to me have gone back to the suppliers to find out what it is, but they're pretty cagey on it and don't want to tell them. So it is what it is. It tends to make a good steak knife and a good fish filleter, and hopefully it'll make a good bread knife. So from there, we'll mark that out, put a bevel on it, and we'll start putting the scallops on. And yeah, that's about what I've got to say now. So let's keep going forward. So there we go, a little bit of an update. That's what we're up to right now so far. So ground on a little bit of a bevel. Got it to a 180 finish. You just see me in the fast forward polishing it, grinding on the bevel. Put the serrations in it, scallops, whatever you want to call them. And yeah, that's where we're up to. So is it going to cut? I've lost a little, you might be able to see there, I lost a few of those points. But yeah, and I'm thinking, although it's pretty thin, it's still a little bit thick through here. So I'm not 100% happy with it. So I'm going to go back to the old 2x72 and so on. And I'm going to refine that edge down a little bit more and try and get those points out. Normally, I think I would have made it a lot less width, so I've got enough there to just tweak around and get it how I want it to be, hopefully. So we'll just go back to that briefly and see what we come up with after that. And there it is. That's as far as I'm going to go with that right now. So you might note too that, yeah, if I do it again, I probably will. I'll mark those out a little bit more even than everything else. What I also did, initial test, didn't work too well, so I've taken it and, yeah, they were a little bit pointy, sort of catching like a saw. So I'm thinking, is there room for improvement? Yes, there is. A small wheel, but I sort of knew that before I started. But beside the point, flattening those a little bit, and it works, yeah, a million times better. It's just a rough test anyway for the beginning. So, yeah, I'm at a point now. I'm going to put a handle on it, finish her off, and, yeah, we'll go from there. So we might bake a loaf of bread. We'll see what happens. Yeah, happy with it so far. It's not perfect, but then, like I said, I'm not going to linger in the aim. I'm just going to get it made and try it out. And if test the concept, see if it's got potential, and make some more if it does. So there we go. Let's move on. Rightio, so you've just seen a close-up of the knife, so far so good. All we need now is a little bit of bread, and we'll give it a slice and see how she works. So let's have a look in here, and there we go. A little bit of bread, not too bad, pretty good actually, pretty happy with that. Hopefully it's cooked. A little bit brown on top, might have had the oven going a bit hard to start, got a bit excited. Never mind, let's get that out. The experts are telling me to let it cool completely before I take it out of the tin. So there it is, let it cool, and then we'll do some tests with the knife. Yeah, all good. So there we go, there's some bread. It's not 100% cooled down, but yeah, I think I was wrong on that point. I think you're supposed to let it cool down before you cut it, but that's a knife, and that's the bread, so let's give it a go. First cut. You can see that clearly. Yeah, not bad. Pretty good so far. A little bit worried about the cook. Nice. Oh, missed. One more for good luck. So there we are. She's cutting bread. She's working good. I'm happy with it. It's yeah, has it got room for improvement? Yes, definitely has. Learning all the time, which is really good, which is what I want to do. But as you can see, that cuts bread, so everybody should be happy. I'm happy. There we go. I got a bread knife. Got an outdoor oven to cook it, and yeah, everything's good. So without too much more being said, that's the first bread knife I ever made. Just in case anyone's interested, cuts pretty good. Yeah, never done it before, so still a little bit of improvement could be made, no doubt. But yeah, that'll work for a long time, hopefully. It's all good. Happy with the handle. Yeah, not much else to say on it, really, for that matter. So I hope this video's found you all safe and well, and hope you've enjoyed it. And yeah, look after yourself and take care.